Love, light, and blessings. This is Shamanic Arawak Priestess here, and I wanted to make a June favorites video because I honestly have to say I binge watch a lot of tarot tags, and monthly favorite videos are like one of my favorite things to watch on YouTube. So I figured I'll make one myself. Um, so I'm gonna do a bunch of different things, and the first thing I want to start off with are products. I have been really trying to lower my impact on Mother Earth, um, because I know that Earth gives us so much things, so many things, and I'm trying to like impart that into my children, um, to kind of just be more conscientious about the things that we use and the things that we put back into the earth. So I've been really, I mean, really hardcore reusing, repurposing, heavily recycling things, and I've also shifted to buying more earth-friendly foods and products and things like that, especially with cleaning products or beauty products. So I'm just going to show a couple of things that I love, not only for the month of June, but just working with in general, using. So first thing is this dishwashing liquid, 7th generation. I like it because I experimented when I switched for more environmentally friendly dishwashing liquid. I used to get a lot of like skin breaks before I started using more earth friendly stuff. Um, and I don't get that anymore because I'm a very highly allergic person, honestly. And so when I started using more a different company, a different product, I broke out in hives. I think it was the plants they were using because I am allergic to certain plants and certain herbs. So I have to be really careful with the teas that I drink, or even the herbs that I use medicinally or for magical reasons and things like that. So I don't have a large collection of herbs, honestly. I found that that product does not only did it heal the breakage that I was having from dishwashing liquid using it, um, also I didn't break out in rash, and I've been using it for a while. So I like that product, and it's good for the environment. So, and then for hair products, because I do have very ethnic hair, I use Shea Moisture Deep Conditioning and Moisturizer. I use their shampoos, their body wash. Their products are organic, earth friendly. The company does employ people, and donate certain amount of the money to Africa and things like that. So I love that. And I have a hard time with products for my hair because I have very curly hair, and in the summer, not the best thing. And straightening my hair isn't always something I can do because it's a full day process. 4 hours of drying it out and a whole hour of actually straightening it. It's a 4 to 6 hour situation, and being a mother with 4 kids and a single mommy who works 2 jobs is just not reasonable. So it allows me that product to wear my hair natural. So I love that because I'm really big into, especially in the last year, just really embracing my curly locks and just wearing my hair natural. So I do love those products. I use their body washes as well. Has helped me a lot with eczema because I was very prone to eczema, and so it's helped me with that, and it's earth friendly, so can't beat that. um Another thing that I've been really crazy about this month is buying products in rituals or with my spiritual work, made out of bamboo. Also good for the environment, and I love it. I have bowls and that are bamboo, spoons that I use for rituals, just a lot of products, even down to our toothbrushes. So I've been loving my hairbrushes made out of bamboo. It's a really good hairbrush. So I love using that and knowing that, it will biodegrade. So I love that. Um, I bought this in my last little, I showed it in my last little mini witchy haul. And I was saying that I didn't know if I was going to like the incense. It's from Kaya. I can't pronounce the company's name. No, sorry. Kanaya. Kanaya company. It's made in India. And I like working a lot with rose because I do work with feminine deities as well. and I do spell work or rituals, and I like these for setting intentions or as offerings, and it smells so good. I mean, it's not too strong, and it doesn't get rid of a lot of like ash, because some incense is very messy, and I have to constantly be dusting and cleaning, and it gets kind of messy on the altars. But this one doesn't, not so much resin, and it just has a really beautiful smell, and it doesn't give me a headache, because sometimes very strong scents tend to set off my migraine. So I'm loving this incense and definitely going to be buying more of that. What else? The books that I've been into this month. I have the Crystal Bible, and I love working with crystals. And I got this one just, I always like to buy books just to learn more. So I've been into this book. I love Lisa Chamberlain's books. I think they're good even for not beginners. So I love her books, and that one's specifically on crystals. And I also been reading, I read this book, which I found to be really good as well. I like it because it talks about the Orishas, which is something I've been really trying to hone down on and build a solid foundation, because I do work with Orisha deities as well. And the author talks about how you can relate the Orishas to chakras, songs you can sing, prayers, and things like that. So I do like that. There was a lot of things that I can take from this book that I loved. It has history on colonialism and how that kind of affected the Yoruba religion, and how you can see a lot of the traditions in the Caribbean, which is where I'm from, infused with Santeria and things like that, Espiritismo, and different practices, and how they infuse like the Catholic deities with their deities, which is also something that I do. And it's nice to see the history behind that and learning why we do the things that we do. So I do love learning like spiritual history. There are things in this book that I won't be incorporating in my practice, and that's okay, because I feel like you can always learn something from everything and everybody's perspective, and we can take the things that we like and not use the things that we don't. And that's what makes our spiritual path so beautiful, because it's our own, and we can make with it what we want. And I do love that. So yes, I like this book. It was good. And then I also was really enjoying teas. I used to drink bag teas, teas in bags. I've been really trying to, like, again, in the last year, like, reduce the impact on Mother Earth. So I've been going bagless, and I was buying them from more of the shops that specialize in teas and things like that, but that got to be kind of expensive. So what I do now is I actually buy from the distributor itself online that sells it to those companies. And I found it cheaper because I can get like a whole bag, like a whole pound full, for $20 or less. And I mean, the tea's been lasting me. I mean, I've been having the same tea for months, and they're good for for a year. You can use the bag for a year to drink. Magically, you can use it forever. So I have half of it is for magical reasons. The other half is for me to ingest it, and I keep it separate. And the two teas that I've been liking this month a lot is hibiscus tea. Sorry. The hibiscus tea that I drink, so good. It tastes like cranberry juice. It's good for women issues. I love drinking hibiscus tea for relaxing before a reading or doing any type of spiritual work. So I love this tea. And then another tea that I've been crazy about too, chamomile tea, because I am an insomniac. And sometimes, because I work nights, I have the kids all day, so I have to be alert for that. And then I work on the online site to do psychic readings, and I also have my own private clients that I do readings on via Skype and things like that. And I have to be live for both of my psychic jobs. And it's nighttime that I usually, very late at night. Sometimes I don't finish reading to 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, depending how busy and stuff like that. And sometimes it's hard to stay, awake. So I drink a lot of coffee during the day. And so I have to get something to kind of bring myself down, because I'm in that reader's brain. I'm hyper. I'm all into once you get into the zone when you're reading, for me, and I know it's a lot like that for a lot of other people, like it's hard to kind of relax. So chamomile tea is so good for that. And I usually make it in this little strainer that I bought for like $12, $13. I put the herbs in there, pre-boil the water, put it in for a couple of minutes, and you got very good tea. I don't have to put as much sugar because it just tastes so good. It really does. I'm really enjoying green tea too. Bagless green tea is so good because I'm really trying to also work on being healthier, not necessarily like skinny, but like just healthier, you know, getting at a little bit more of a healthier weight and things like that. So I'm finding green tea being good for digestion and things like that. So I'm excited about that, and I'm also going to be talking about that in this channel too. I've been enjoying working with essential oils a lot this month and last month. I made my own little oil for when I do shamanic work. Anybody who knows me, I love shamanism. So when I do any type of shamanic like meditations and spiritual journeying. Sorry, I have like knocked something over because I have like so much stuff, and I have a little space, so things are like toppling over and things like that. So, but yeah, I like this for that. I also like using my which I cannot find, is a little oil that I made. I use that for like when I do readings, professional readings, and I'm liking that. I actually like the blend that I made with that. I made sure I wrote it down because sometimes I would make blends and not remember what I put into them, and then when I wanted to like remake them or whatever, I didn't know what I made. So yeah, there it goes, my divination oil. I love it. Really gets the higher chakras going. The crystals that I've been really loving working with this month have been snowflake obsidian. I love snowflake obsidian. I love working with yin and yang. I don't know why, but it just reminds me of yin and yang. And working with masculine and feminine energies. I've been working a lot with it for sacral chakra and things like that. Shadow workings, like I love this crystal for that too. So I've been doing a lot of shadow working this month too. So love that. A lot of heart chakra healings because last month I was going through a breakup of a long-term relationship that I've had on and off for 6 years. It was the first serious relationship I had since my divorce. So, and kind of just really working on the heart chakra and things like that so that I could be well, so that I can help my clients, you know. So I have to be well first before I can help my clients and my children and my family and stuff like that. And this crystal too, it's rough. It looks like a rock, but it's chalcedon. I couldn't find any tumbled, but I like it raw like this too. I use these a lot for offerings to deities because I do like to feed my altar. I do like to offer things to my deities, the energies that I work with. And it's also good for heart chakra and solar plexus chakra. And I've been working a lot with that as well this month. 3 big chakras that I've done a lot of work with. And the crystals are just really, was very drawn to them, never heard of them before, and just lots of spell work, rituals, offerings. I've been really working with those crystals a lot because I've been doing a lot of spiritual work and things like that. So those are my favorite for that. And then I've also been trying to connect more with earth because I do live in the city, and I don't know about like I don't know about anybody else, but like it's really hard for me to connect with earth a lot, especially in Sabbats and things like that, because I've been trying to follow the wheel of the year. This is my first year that I'm actually following it. And when you just see concrete outside, busy car, like I love the city, but you know, for about 6 years, when I was with my significant other, we lived, you know, in the more of a country, more rural, and I kind of got used to that too, the bonfires. So I kind of miss that too, even though I've always been a city person. And sometimes I tend to get a little sad when I don't have all that nature available to me. I don't have a garden, and I watch videos on YouTube like, you know, witches witching and crafting in the backyard and planting stuff and growing their own herbs, and I'm like, you know, I would like to do that too. So I decided what I'm going to do is I started to reuse like anything that comes in plastic glass containers. I'll reuse them, wash them up, sterilize them, bless them, you know, sage them or palo santo them or things like that, and bless them. And you reuse them to like store herbs and stuff for magical reasons or teas or things like that, instead of just going out and buying like jar sets. I just try to reuse the stuff that I have, because I found out they don't really recycle glass. It's hard to recycle glass, so I'm trying to, like, reduce the amount of glass I put into the garbage. Um, so I have 2 jars. I'm gonna make 2 more because I'm gonna make one with ashes. So that'll be like the element of fire. I want to have like a jar of just ashes, and I'm gonna try to collect more feathers, and that's gonna be my air element. So when I'm doing rituals, I want to have like a jar that represents those elements. Or when I'm meditating and I want to do that. So I went to the beach yesterday with the kids, my first day off in weeks, because I've been trying to launch my my site and stuff, and regular work and kids. It's just been crazy. And I finally got out into nature, and I just felt so nice with the we went to a private beach with my ex-husband. We still do a lot of family things together. I'm very blessed and lucky with that my children get to see their parents get along very well. And just because we're not together, we're very good friends, and we do a lot of things with the family. And we went to a private beach. That's a government beach. I live in Pennsylvania, but we drove out to Jersey. The water's actually blue. Like, it looks like you're in the Caribbean, like that kind of water. Because it's a private beach, you have to show ID. It's government owned, and only like military or government workers can go in the beach. So it's very small and it's secluded. And I was just enjoying like the blue water, and it's clear, and seeing the crabs crawling around and watching the mussels in the water. And we started collecting stuff, and I remember digging in the sand and just like, wow, earth is such a beautiful thing. So that's when I came up with the idea. I'm gonna make some jars. So some of them I offered to my deities. They're in my working altar and in my regular altars and things, and ancestral altars too, because I work a lot with ancestors, and I like to offer them things as well. And so I made this jar for when I want to connect to earth, and it has really beautiful rocks. I washed them up, I put Florida water on them, I soaked them for like 24 hours. This is just when I feel like I can't connect with earth, I can just put my hands in actual earth, or use it to symbolize earth in a ritual or a spell. So I'm really excited about that. I mean, I found some really beautiful rocks. Some of the rocks I'm also going to use to actually paint on them and make either my own runes or something of divinatory. Maybe even make my own system or something like that. I'm thinking of doing too, with some paints and stuff. These are like my favorites that I found yesterday. So beautiful. I love stones, guys. I love regular crystals you buy in the store, but I love also gathering things from nature and using them in my practice. And then I have seashells for the element of water. You see, and I just took like a regular little jelly can, soaked it overnight for 24 hours, blessed it, saged it, set intentions. And every time, if I'm going to work with water, I work with water a lot. If I just want to like actually directly work with that energy, I can, either just have it represented somewhere or just dig my hands into it and use it and things like that. I also want to use these some of the shells that I collected as well for creating divination as well, because in my culture we did use, and they still do use, shells for divination. So I'm excited about that. And I did make some spell jars yesterday and some other like decorative things and offerings for my deities as well with this seashells. So there was a lot of beautiful shells. I have some broken ones. I actually like the broken ones and the imperfect stuff. Like, that stuff makes me excited. So I've been really working with that. Just a lot, just working more with nature, trying to reduce my impact, reading different things. This month I also did read the Llewellyn Sabbath, which I forgot to bring out for the last Sabbath that we had, the Midsummers and Litha. I have all 8 of the books because it I like that it talks about the old ways of doing the Sabbats and the new ways of doing, how you can apply that to today. They have rituals there. I don't do all of them. Sometimes I make my own rituals. Last Sabbath, that was one of my favorite things this month. My daughter's really close friend, she's a new Wiccan, so she was like having her first ritual. I'm not Wiccan. I do witchcraft and stuff like that, but it's not Wicca. It's more of a Caribbean type of witchcraft. infused with shamanism and Catholicism and Yoruba, you know, so that's kind of more of the crafting I do. So we did a ritual that was non-deity specified. It was more of just working with the feminine and the masculine energy of that Sabbath. And we had a feast, and she did her first ritual, and she was so excited. And my daughter tells me she's just like buying books and reading and just wanting to learn. So she's a new pagan, so that was really nice. And I like that we can, you know, respect each other's traditions or respect each other's spirituality, but still come together and celebrate how beautiful with each season, you know, the earth is doing something else and she changes with each season. And it's just very exciting to see like that excitement in her. So my favorite divination tools, the tarot that I worked with this month, and I just got this deck and I haven't been able to put it down, so I have to include it in my favorites, is the Shadowscape Tarot. I'm still working with it, and I love this deck, and I love doing shadow work with it. I like pulling one card for a message a day. As this goes on my elemental altar. I tend to find that I like elemental decks a lot. Earth-based decks tend to be my favorite decks to work with. And I don't really use this one for clients. This deck is actually just going to be for me. I have decks that I use for professional readings, and then I have decks that I actually just use for myself. And this is going to definitely be one that I use for myself. I love it. You can get a lot out of the imagery, and I don't know, it just really opens and really activates that third eye. This deck, I had it for a while, and I don't know, like, you know, when you have something for a long time, you kind of forget about it, or it gets lost because you get other decks and things like that. Because I do have, besides this, I have 26 tarot decks, including this one that I'm going to talk about. And then I have 30 oracles. So having 56 decks, like, that's a lot. You know, 7 of them are for professional readings. Some of them I don't really use anymore. And this deck became one of the ones I really didn't use anymore. And so when my daughter's friend came for that last Sabbath that we had, something told me intuitively to give it to her because she was thinking of getting into tarot. And I was like, you know what? She's young. She doesn't have all the money for that. Trying to find a deck is like so overwhelming. And so I gave it to her. But before I gave it to her, I just kind of put it in her hand. And I was like, so what do you think? And she's like, oh my God, this is like the prettiest thing I've ever seen. It's like something inside of me told me, like the universe told me she's going to love this. So she started working with it. She's been working with it ever since. And I started to miss this deck so much. And then I'm like, no, this is just ego, whatever, because I had stopped working with it for a while. And then I had a refund. Amazon's really good with, like, you leave feedback and stuff. I bought a product and it broke and stuff like that. I'm not going to say what company. I'm not trying to bash anybody. But they gave me a refund. And I was like, universe, because before that happened, I told universe, if I'm meant to have it, it'll come back to me. And it was just the amount of money I needed to buy this deck. So I was like, you know, didn't think anything of it. And then my daughter tells me, Mom, I had a dream that you bought a deck. I'm like, which one? She goes, I don't know. Like, I had a dream that Amazon delivered a deck to your house. But she doesn't dream about that. So I was like, okay, universe, I get it. So I rebought this deck, and I've been using it ever since. I just put it to sleep because I'm about to switch for July. I do like to rotate my working decks every month. I'll specifically work with just one deck for the month when it comes to professional readings. And so now that we're getting into June, I have a different deck. So when I put decks to sleep until the next time I use them, especially if I know I'm not going to use them for a while, I am very OCD. I have to put them back in order. So this deck's in order, but I have been using it. I just stopped using it. So, and that's Crystal Visions. Giving her this deck back and not having it in my collection. And then universe, like, all of a sudden the money that I needed to buy it was in my account. And it it was a credit, like an Amazon credit. So I was like, I'm gonna go buy this now. I started using it again this month, and I have to say, the last of this month, because that was after Lipa. I remember why I love this deck so much. So I had so much fun using it again and remembering why I love this deck so much. It's not just beautiful. I connect with it on a very deep and spiritual level. And I'm so glad that I got my Crystal Visions back. I just love it. So I think I'm going to work a little bit more with Shadowscapes as well, because I haven't been able to put that deck down since I got it. I've been having it for a week and I haven't put it down. My favorite Oracle deck for the month of June has been Madame Endora's fortune telling cards. I think that's what it's called. I don't have the box anymore, so I apologize. I love this Oracle deck. And I feel that it's really good for shadow work and spiritual messages. I use this for meditations, magical reasons, divination. I feel like you can do a reading with this thing, this deck. You can actually just do a reading with it, which I find that with some Oracle decks, you just really can't do like a full-on reading with them. So I've been loving this deck this month, and I think I'm going to work with it a little bit more as well. So those are my favorite things of the month of June 2017. Sorry this video is so long, and thank you so much for watching. Much love, light, and blessings. Please like and subscribe. And I love when you guys leave comments, just letting me know that you watched the video. Let me know what you guys enjoyed this month, what you guys have. It doesn't have to be spiritual, but what has been your favorite things this month? So much love, light, and blessings. Thank you so much for watching this video, and have a great day. Bye.